Hello again, Pisces, and once again, happy birthday to all of you. I know we're getting ready to head back into Aries, but I hope all of you had a wonderful birthday cycle. This is your mid-monthly reading for March. We're going to be looking at the last 2 weeks of March of 2017 for you guys. And before we begin, I have 2 cards here for you. And I'm really liking what you're pulling here, especially out of the last couple of readings. So, from Lay Vampire, you pulled Sacrifice, Renunciation, Offering, and Letting Go. Now, the blessing with this card says that your compassion, heart, and empathy will grow as a result of the sacrifice you are now being asked to make, not by another, but by your own soul. You are strong enough to do this, but you have never known for sure because you have never put yourself to the test. Now you will, and you will see just how strong you truly are. And then working with this card says that there is something you may need to give up. It could be that in order to do what you know to be right for your soul, you must let go of something that in many ways gratifies, excites, and soothes you. Know that the sacrifice can be worked with and used to refine and polish your character so that you become more the offspring of angels than you already are. I love it. And then on top of that, you pulled Enlightenment from Chakra Wisdom. I like Enlightenment because it reminds me of the Hermit. So looking at the two, I really feel like you guys are taking a moment to really look at what you need to get rid of in your life. Sacrifice doesn't necessarily mean having to give up something that, means something to you or has value. It's more of letting go of the things that may be holding you back. Now, Enlightenment says that at this time your journey is more important than your destination. Remember, if you face your fear, you will grow stronger. Relief awaits. The key ideas here are path to enlightenment, the reluctant sage, taking time alone to connect, trusting your intuition, needing solitude, and time for reflection. So I really feel like you guys are taking a minute here to think about the things that you need to let go of in order to have a more fulfilling life. Here we go. Here is the energy coming through. Shit. The Tower. So, clearly there is a reason why you are taking a moment here to think about the things that you need to get rid of, because with the Tower, that's exactly what's happening. When I see the Tower, I don't, immediately think, oh, there's going to be this, earth-shaking change happening for you guys. It's more of you really clearing out the things that are limiting you. The Tower for me is about getting rid of those limiting thoughts and beliefs, clearing out that metaphorical loft, right? Getting out all that shit that does not serve your purpose. For me, especially since I started using the other tarot deck, the Everyday Witch, for the monthly readings, I like the description for the Tower because it actually poses the question, did you create this collapse? It doesn't necessarily mean that God's hand came down and smacked you on the back of the head. You know what I mean? This may be you realizing that things need to change. And then again, the beauty here is that you get to rebuild, It is having built on a false foundation, but with what you're pulling in the Oracle cards, I really feel like you already know that. You already know. You know that things need to change. Something has to be given up in order for things to start to happen for you guys the way that you want it to. The past coming through, death. Yeah, so, again, there's that feeling there that, you may have been responsible for the collapse. Because you knew that things needed to change. Seeing the death cycle, I was going to say, which, to me is what it is. Seeing death as the past coming through, says to me that you guys went through a really deep change. Death is one of those cards where, you really don't have a choice. It's going to happen, right? But the beauty there is that you are the phoenix rising from the ashes. And creating yourself anew, and you're doing it in a big way. A big way. Oh, and in the present. And it's no wonder why the things are happening. My goodness. The 3 of Swords is heartbreak and separation and betrayal and just nasty shit. right? Seeing that as the present moment says that you already know. You already know about it. That this isn't something that's like, going to be shocking for you. You already have experienced this or are experiencing this. And seeing death above it, it's good. It's good because, if you're dealing with that, then, yeah, it's changing you. It's changing you in a big way, but I feel like you're making changes because of what you're dealing with in the present moment. My goodness, Pisces. Future conditions. And I like seeing that because to me, seeing the Page of Pentacles and looking at the Tower and thinking about rebuilding, immediately I think about putting in some hard work here. But it's achievement through hard work. These are messages coming through for new financial growth, new work. The page is like the student, right? He has the backbone to do all the tedious work that needs to be done. And the other thing, too, with the Page of Pentacles is like starting at the bottom of the ladder and working your way up. But that's good to see out of that Three of Swords. Whatever the situation is here, it's caused some major change in your life for sure. And sacrifice and enlightenment. And needing to give up, it could be people. It could be situations. It could be a work situation that's making you feel shitty. Whatever it is that you feel like you need to sacrifice here has to do with this. Definitely. And it like brought you into this feeling of needing to build something better for yourself. But, I feel like regardless, you're definitely creating yourself anew here. Like you already know what this is. But now you're really taking the steps to change it. The best path to follow. I like seeing the Knight of Swords as the best path to follow because this is saying that you need to take action. Swift action. The Knight of Swords, sometimes, depending on where he shows up, it could be charging in arrogantly into a situation. But seeing it there says to me that, you are brave. You're brave, you're courageous, you're taking action here. You're not... it's telling you not to sit on your ass. Clearly you're going to have to put in some hard work here when it comes to rebuilding, but this is saying go. Go now. Go after it. And it's like you're moving away from this. And in your environment, hell yeah. Hell yeah. You're doing the right thing. I mean, look at it, You knew. It's like you knew. You knew that some shit wasn't right. And it needs to change, and it needs to change right now, Seeing the Three of Pentacles in your environment, it immediately for me says that you're doing the right thing, and you're talking about putting in some hard work and you charging after it. This is just the start of the rebuild here, but it's good. It's good. And again, with the Three of Pentacles, you're being recognized and sought after for the work that you do. So if you're starting a new job because maybe one wasn't fulfilling you before, you're definitely doing the right thing. But, I don't know. I feel like this is, on a much deeper level than just work and finances. Clearly there was some major things that needed to shift in your life for the Tower to be the signifier. And again, enlightenment. You guys are taking that moment to really think about what things you need to let go of. With sacrifice in the Tower, absolutely. And then seeing death as the past coming through is perfect. Because again, it's changing you on such a deep level. But you come out of it swinging. Your hopes and your fears, and it makes sense because the Eight of Swords is about fears. I mean, look at it, right? Like you know that this shit is no good and that you need to let it go. Right? But there's a part of you that's like fearing walking away from it. The Eight of Swords immediately, I feel like, being stuck in a situation because, it's almost, it almost reminds me of the devil because there's like this familiar feeling here. Like being stuck in the same bullshit over and over and over again because you're afraid that if you move forward, there's going to be new pain, And that is not the truth with the Eight of Swords. It's just saying that, you know, there's a fear here that you may not be able to get up and move away from this, you know. And I always say the same thing with the Eight of Swords. You need to take the blindfold off and walk your path. Deal with the pain as it comes. Because here's the thing, though. You don't really know if there's going to be any more new pain. It's just, and it's understandable. Seeing the Three of Swords there, of course. I would be fearful too. But then again, the other thing too that I always say is I'd rather be dealing with new pain than dealing with the same shit over and over again. You know, but again, this is in your hopes and your fears. It's like you're fearing that change and having to deal with more pain than what you've already experienced or what you're experiencing right now. And it's just, it is what it is. It's a fear. It's just a fear. But the Knight of Swords is saying that no, it's time to be active. It's time to get up and be active now. Very nice in the outcome. I love it. I love it. This one seems to be popping up a little bit too. The Seven of Wands is that I'm not taking any more shit card. And I love it. You know, to me, it's like standing up for yourself out of this shit here. You know, and again, achievement through hard work, right? And you're rebuilding here. I mean, this is just, you know, it's like, right? Like you knew that what was going on was no good. Right? There's this like fear here, but you know, again, it's just a fear. It's a fear of the unknown, fear of moving forward into the future, right? Fear of having to deal with new pain, which is understandable. But seeing the Seven of Wands pull out is saying that you take a stand for yourself, which is beautiful, Pisces, especially with, you know, what you're pulling with the Oracle cards, right? What are you going to have to give up for you to have a more fulfilling experience? Enlightenment is saying that you're taking that minute to really think about it, because I really feel like, you know, you knew that this had to come down. And now you're charging forward and you're doing the right thing. And you're taking a stand for yourself out of this bullshit here. And you're busting your ass. I love it. So this to me, you know, and look at it with enlightenment. If you're really looking at what it is that you need to let go of and rebuilding something better, you know, when you take that moment of solitude, you need to go outside and really tap into nature. Because I think that'll help you find that enlightenment when it comes to the things that you may need to sacrifice in order for you to have a better experience. Inner voice, listen to your inner voice, absolutely. Absolutely. Pisces, just like the other water signs, emotionally intuitive. You have that intuitive nature. You are the psychics. Tap into that inner voice and let it guide you when it comes to you being courageous here and charging forward in your life. Energy, new energy. Feeling the energy of the universe. I love it. I love it because it's like you're going out and you're like, the immediate feeling is like, I can just see you guys like sitting out in nature and really appreciating the earth and tapping into that inner voice. Not only the inner voice that you have, but like the inner voice of the earth and tapping into that energy. Because again, everything is made of energy. We're all connected. Everything is connected. The earth, the stars, our bodies, everything. It's beautiful, Pisces. I love it. So even though you're dealing with, you know, some really painful issues right now, what you do is fantastic. And again, you know, like I have to applaud you guys, because you could, instead of facing the situation head on, you could just be, you know, going off into the other world and not dealing with reality. But here again, you guys are right in it. You're taking charge and you're really doing something different to change the painful situations that you're in. I love it, Pisces. This is beautiful. All right, Pisces, I love this reading for you, even though you are dealing with something really difficult clearly here. I mean, between sacrifice and the Three of Swords, I really feel like you're taking a look at the painful things in your life right now, because you know what this is. And being in the present moment, this isn't something that's like shocking to you. Even with the Tower sitting there, because of death coming out, I really feel like you guys knew that some things really needed to change in your life, right? And between sacrifice and enlightenment, you're really taking a look at what that is. Seeing the Page of Pentacles and then the Three of Pentacles is perfect, because to me it's saying that you're willing to put in the work when it comes to rebuilding something better for yourself. But the Three of Pentacles being in your environment is saying that you're going to do the right thing, right? And if this has to do with like horrible work situations and you doing something new, these two are perfect together. But I really feel like this is something a little bit deeper, especially with death showing up. Now, the Knight of Swords is saying that you need to be active here rather than giving into your fears of moving forward. You need to be brave and active and charge forward into this new path that you're creating for yourself when you start to let go of the things that are not serving your purpose. And you pull out not taking any more shit. And I love it. I love seeing this. You're taking a stand for yourself and you're using your voice. You're letting people know exactly where you stand and how you feel, which is perfect. It's perfect. And then seeing what you pulled with soul trees, I am blown away. I am blown away. I think that the universe is saying that if you are dealing with some heartbreaking situations right now and you're looking to really change your life and what you have built for yourself, if you take a moment to really tap into the energy of the earth, you will start to hear that inner voice, not only your inner voice, but the inner voice of the universe. And I love it. I love it. And then energy also talks about, you know, watching where you're spending your energy. But I feel like, you know, with earth showing up, that if you really use your energy to tap into the earth and nature, that inner voice is going to be so clear to you, and the answers that you need are going to come to you, and you're going to find that enlightenment. I think it's perfect. So really, you know, I feel like the best path here, rather than fear, is for you to sit out in nature and really tap into the energy of the earth.